Alrighty guys, we are back. Chad here from Lewtoons. Meant to say that at the start. We are back for another exciting Q&A video. You're asking questions, I'm giving answers. I didn't think there could be any more questions after the last one, but it turns out there could be like 1,000 more. Literally. As much as I would love to answer every single question like I did last time, this time I'm just going to pick some of my favorites and hope that you guys don't hate me. So we've got everything we need. We've got some beers. We got some random ass wine, which we can probably finish off during this whole thing. And we've got a ton of questions, so let's go and answer them. Come on. So let's start out with a couple of questions I got on Facebook. And if you don't follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lewtoons. Come on over, ask questions. It's the absolute best way to communicate with me one-on-one. I'm sure anyone on the page will agree with me, because I always reply pretty quick to that page. So let's do some Facebook questions. Alright, our very first question comes from Arbert Lazy. Hopefully I got that right. Then, which is your favorite animated series as a kid /90s? Well, this is a question that I would love to answer, but this is also the sort of genesis of the biggest and longest and most in-depth countdown that I'm ever gonna make. So I have a list that I've been working on for a long time. It's my top 30 favorite cartoons, animated TV shows of all time. I'm not sure when I'm gonna put it into action to release it, so this is a complete list, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. The next question comes from Blake William. If you could be any cartoon character, who would you be and why? Thank you for the wonderful videos. Oh my goodness. Blake William, that is very nice of you. I really appreciate it. I'd have to pick Rex from Generator Rex, because if there's one thing that would be fun, it's just getting all those crazy ass machines built. Yeah, Rex would be my pick. Our next question comes from Shad Pernensky. When did you believe it was time to use your skills in cartoons to make a YouTube channel? Well, you know what? I don't think I have any more skills in cartoons really than anyone else, right? I have some cartoons you can go watch way back on the beginning of the channel if you want to go see my horrible animating skills. But I'm a fan like you guys, and I just wanted to make something where we could all get together and talk about all this crazy stuff, the characters we love, the stories we love, and all the animated shows and movies that we love. Next up we have Marco Ianelli. Who's your favorite Ben 10 alien? Diamond Head and Accelerate. I know it's super boring, they're very classic Ben 10 aliens, but yeah, I think Accelerate and Diamond Head. This question comes from Sophie McDonald. If you could bring back one old cartoon from Cartoon Network, would you? Wait a minute. I thought you would ask which one would I bring back, but you just asked, would I? And the answer is yes. The next Facebook question comes from Angelica Martinez Ramirez. What cartoon series do you think deserves a reboot? By the way, I love your countdowns, your sense of humor, and your passion, and all your adore. Oh my god. You've stolen my heart. But, let me get to your question, because this is a serious question. A 2015 Street Sharks reboot can have to be super cool. Like, you can give the sharks, like, really cool backstories. I mean, you don't even give them backstories. It's more of an action cartoon. And you can sort of streamline the sharks. They don't have to look so crazy with the big heads. But that's sort of something that it could be done, and it could be updated and be even cooler than it was when it started. So let's try a Street Sharks reboot. I'm gonna start a campaign on Kickstarter for a Street Sharks reboot. I'll direct it. I would be horrible at that, but I'll be like a consultant or something. Street Sharks reboot! This question comes from Isaiah Casillas. Is the next live stream? Well, I don't really know, to be honest. I know that's not a great answer, but I don't have a great answer. I just do them randomly. So make sure you're following me on Twitter and on Facebook. That way you can be notified when I'm doing a live stream. The last question I'm going to be answering from the Facebook questions is from Sydney Screws, and she wants to know, what are some of your favorite animes, if you have any? Of course I have some. Sydney, come on, give me a little credit. A lot of people think that I hate anime because I don't include it on the countdowns. I did address that in the last Q&A video if you want to check it out. But a couple of my favorite animes are Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Dragon Ball Z, all of that. Thanks for the question, Sydney. Alright, let's move on to our YouTube questions here. Our first one comes from AMC Dynamite. Do you watch/seen regular show? Also, what is your favorite out of Adventure Time, Gravity Falls, and that cat show with the cats that talk and stuff? Of course, my favorite's Gravity Falls. Come on, AMC Dynamite! Gravity Falls is one of my favorite shows in a long, long time. So definitely got to put that up there. And do I watch or have I seen regular show? Oh! No, I haven't. Our next question comes from Natri07. What do you think is the most messed up cartoon series? What I thought was the most messed up when I saw it, and that is Ren and Stimpy. Said messed up, and immediately my mind went to those Ren and Stimpy close-ups of boils and teeth and like hairy arms. I don't know. I gotta move on. Alright, so this next question I kind of love. It comes from, I'm sorry about your name, Mondas Native 45. How would I start to draw in animated styles? I'm not that good at animating or drawing or anything like that. I guarantee I'm just like you guys. I just was really, really obsessed with cartoons. I've always been. So I just was obsessed with figuring out how I could do it myself. How could I learn to become an animator? There are some very, very cheap animation programs that you can get. The early versions of Flash, I use Flash to animate. A lot of people say it's outdated, but I think it's a great tool, especially if you're just learning to animate. And you can get a copy of Flash for a PC or Mac and just start learning. Go on YouTube, look up Flash animation tutorials, send me a message, I will teach you. And then when you guys go out and create your own awesome cartoons, you could say, Lewtoons inspired me to make this cartoon. And then I could come on as a voice actor. Wow, this has gotten completely out of hand. Alright, so thank you for your question. Rosie Stevens, she asks, which Disney characters would you like as a girlfriend, as a best friend, as parents, and as a pet? Would be cool to know, and hi from England. Well, hi to you, Rosie, and give me a moment to think here. Part A. Well, who do I want as a girlfriend? I'd have to pick Rapunzel pre-hair chopping. I like the longer blonde hair. I think Mandy Moore knocked out of the park. She brought the quirkiness, and she made Rapunzel so lovable. There you have it. Who do I want as a best friend? You ain't never had a friend, never had a friend, you ain't never had a friend. Okay, we know where I'm going. I want the genie, I want the wishes, and I want Robin Williams as my own personal friend. Parents, who do I want as parents? Just because of how just awesome they seemed as parents when they first had Hercules as a baby and Zeus built him Pegasus out of the clouds. That was awesome. Unfortunately, they didn't get to raise him or anything, but hey, maybe they could raise me as their own son. Oh, and as a pet, your last part of the question, that is a really good question, and it got me thinking so much that I think I might need to make a countdown out of it. What Disney character, animal, person, thing, fairy, creature would I want as a pet? I think that needs a countdown, don't you? Alright, so thank you, Rosie. That's a great question. Kind of a multi-part question, but thank you. Fitting Username asks, he wants to know, what is a good runtime for an animated series as far as duration, just like lifetime? How long should cartoons really run for? Right? Should they run for just as long as they're good? Or should they have an arc? Well, for me, if I prefer like things that have story arcs where you can really get into it and end, like Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is really fun to watch because it actually has an end, and that's kind of how a lot of anime is, which is a lot of fun. But American cartoons, they kind of just go until they go. So if SpongeBob is a hit, it just goes and goes and goes and goes. I think it would be cool if American cartoons tended more towards the Avatar: Last Airbender world, and maybe made more things that had storylines that started, arced, and ended, instead of just saying, if it's a hit, let's keep going. Let's reel it out until it fails, and then cut it off. Because there's so many classic Nickelodeon shows, especially Nickelodeon, that just got suddenly killed because they had a ratings issue, and it's crazy. It's like, it's just kill Rocket Power suddenly. I think something like Steven Universe or Adventure Time are kind of going in that direction. They're linear, but they're also episodical at the same time. So that's kind of the strategy you want. Robert Callahan asks, will you ever make the top 10 saddest animated moments? There's actually already a video about saddest animated moments online that you guys can check out. It's pretty well made. So I don't think I'll duplicate it, just because I think I kind of agree with it, and I don't think I need to be repeating anything that's already out there. I want to be making my own stuff, my own statements. But this upcoming Disney month, I think I am going to be making the top 10 cryable Disney moments, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So look forward to that, and but don't tell anyone. Our next somewhat question comes from Alucard Walter. It's a somewhat question because he says, anime countdown soon, please. Anime I'm much more biased about, just because I've only seen certain things, and I'm really, really heavily a fan of certain things in anime, and not a fan of others. Whereas in Western animation, I'm a little bit more sort of everything goes. So I'm working on it, and it's gonna happen. I just hope people hang in there. And if there are people that are waiting, and they hate this channel, but they're waiting for anime stuff, then this comes from Sweetie Sophia. Since you like MLP, Friendship is Magic, who is your favorite pony? Spike excluded. Sorry, but Spike is not a pony. Well, I did know that, but my favorite pony is personally Fluttershy. I like how she's sort of got that Snow White, Sleeping Beauty vibe where she can communicate with the animals, but she can also get very angry and testy at times, so Fluttershy is my pony. Next question. Frozen Solid 1000 asks, the most common question, basically, that I get asked, where can I find your intro music? And the answer to that is Xcore, the guy who wrote the intro music, gave that to me a long, long time ago as a work in progress, so the file is only like 10 seconds. So the intro that you hear is basically as long as the entire song. Hopefully I'm gonna message him and see whether he has a full version of the song. Hopefully I'll get in contact with him. We can get something going. And yeah, that's the story with the song. It's only 9 seconds long, so there's nothing that I can link you guys to or show you guys or send you guys. So the song is, it is what it is, but it might become more. Amber Vasami, would you ever do a top 10 robots cartoon? Top 10 robots countdown. That's actually something that people have been requesting a lot of, and I think I'm going to do that as the next viewer voted list, which is going to come at, I'm not sure whether it'll be 200,000 subscribers for the channel or 250,000 subscribers, probably 200,000, because I know people really want to weigh in on it. So expect that, Amber, and thank you for your question. This question comes from Kakarot Terry. If you were to pick from a choice few, what shows would you say started your fascination with animation? Robin Hood, the animated film, foxes and stuff, was one of the early animated movies that I watched when I was like super young, like teeny, that I can still remember watching, and I still have sitting right over there. I didn't get really interested in becoming a true, learning how to animate until I started watching some like action cartoons, right? Like just Batman Beyond, Teen Titans, Batman the Animated Series, Spider-Man, X-Men. A lot of the superhero shows got me really excited. Static Shock, The Tick. Oh man, I'm short of breath. Next question comes from T-Bear. He says, you should do a top 10 conspiracy theories, cartoon conspiracy theories. There's a series called Cartoon Conspiracies on channel Frederator, which you should definitely check out. They deal with all of the cool cartoon conspiracies that you've heard of, but in much more detail, and hopefully I'll be guest starring on it at some point in the future, so make sure you go check that out and subscribe to channel Frederator, because I'm moving over to channel Frederator, and I should be in that series sometime soon, so check it out. And our next question comes from TMCG Wow. Have you ever seen the anime Trigun? Yes, I have. It was actually one of the first anime that I ever saw when I was kind of young, and it just didn't really connect with me. But I rewatched it later on, and now I kind of love it. Well, kind of love it. I completely love it. So yeah, I've seen it. I love it. And Wolfwood OP. The next question comes from Ardith50. He says, I know you have Persona 4 music playing when you explain the rules for the countdowns. Have you ever played Persona 4? And if you haven't played it, what are your thoughts on the Persona series? I found the song, and I fell in love with it, and I had to force it into my videos. But I never beat it. I just sort of gave up. Yeah, Persona 4, great game. I played Persona 3. I made it like 3/4 of the way through. Didn't beat that either. But yeah, I like the games, the music, the design. Awesome. The next question comes from Fuzzy Bunny 748. Do you consider Teen Titans an anime or a cartoon? Well, technically, by the way I look at it, I consider it a cartoon because, well, it's a North American created entity. It's North American characters, DC Universe, with all actors English speaking, native to the cartoon. So if it's an animated feature that's created in Japan, voiced by Japanese actors originally, then I tend to consider it an anime, right? But if it's created in the US or Canada and voiced by English-speaking actors, then I tend to consider it a cartoon. But yes, I do consider Teen Titans a cartoon in my sense of the word. This question comes from Hamilton, DC. He says, do you like celebrities voice acting or professional voice acting? Well, if I'm being honest, I think that we should just stick to professionals and only take a celebrity when it's a really important thing. But, you know, it's taken over, right? It's taken over. If you make an animated movie, every character in that movie has to be someone you know. Well, not every character, but every main character has to be some actor. And it's really too bad because you can make a great animated movie just like we always have. Like in Aladdin, Robin Williams was the one big actor, right? And everyone else was just a voice actor or a singer or a performer or something, and no one thought twice about it. The point is, I think we should move back away from every character has to be a celebrity in animated movies. We should start looking at cast voice actors. But Ben Stiller in Madagascar, you could probably get away with casting a voice actor, not Ben Stiller. Save yourself some money and work on the story. Okay, that's all I'm saying. This question comes from Jaden Mays. How do you do your graphics and stuff? Well, I do them in After Effects mostly, combination of Photoshop and After Effects. But I do make all of my graphics because that's what I do for a job, for my day job. Because I do have the capability to make all that stuff, which is really lucky for me, and something that I realize not a lot of other people can do. So, thank you for the question, Jaden, and thank you for subscribing. This question/comment comes from Otaku Streamer. Do you read Creepypasta? Well, I didn't originally, but people keep sending me all this weird stuff, so I keep reading it, and it's kind of fun, right? Whew! I think that is about as many questions as I can answer in one sitting. Guys, I want to thank you so much for asking me questions at all. It's crazy that anyone even wants to ask me questions, but I also want to apologize because I only put a small dent in all the questions that you guys asked me. So, promptly following my recording of this video, I am hitting the comments section of the last Q&A video, and I'm going to reply to all of the questions in comment form. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you for subscribing. Cheers, guys. I'll see you on the next one. www.lewtoons.facebook. I don't know the name of my own damn URL.